morning to you. Yes, thank God it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. It's been an amazing week, and we thank God that today is Friday. Yes, today every worker, we are always happy when it's
Today's
Friday.
payday. Eh?
Yes, good morning. This is Wake Up Nigeria. We're reaching you live from our Srtv studio here in London. My name is Princess Kessie. As usual, I have with me on the show.
Daddy Chris is here.
And I have Mary already standing by from Abuja studio this morning. Mary, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. Abuja is fine with a cold breeze. And how is London this morning?
Oh, fine. It's cold, but we're moving. And I already have, a comrade on standby this morning that will be discussing some of these headlines this morning together. I have Henry Opara. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
You're welcome. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
And so we have quite a lot coming from our headlines this morning. And, there's a very disturbing news headline that I want us to discuss. That is after the reviews, and that is how, sachet alcoholic drinks breed alcoholism towards national development. I don't want to know about the national development, but of course, twatting, breeding alcoholism is what I want to focus on, especially amongst the youth. When people are now buying sachet drinks, putting in their pockets, at every given time they are drinking. In the office, they are drinking because, of course, it's movable, it's something flexible. They can always handy. They can go around with. So that would be our major discussion later. But on the headlines today, we have a lot of disturbing news as well. And I don't know what happened to our Super Eagles and Lesotho yesterday. So much energy and all that. And at the end of the day, we are now seeing that it was a draw match.
That is equal to a loss because they came to draw with us at home, and with the position of Super Eagles, it's a shame. Really. It's a shame. And if this is the team, is this a dream team? I am confused. I mean, it's all 11 on the pitch, but we have so much on that pitch to get this kind of
In terms of football, okay, let me take it there. In terms of football, is man to man. Is man to man. So if your strength or you are more skillful, you will score goal more than your opponent. So it's man that has skills or they are skillful enough to win. Imagine a country that comes to your home and draw with you. We need to put more effort in terms of our sporting activities, mostly football.
Somebody
because
was
it's not
here.
encouraging that.
Yes, it's not at all.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yesterday we were on this show, and this sport analyst was able to tell us the strength of the Nigerian team. Like you said, man is man to man. With all the strength, with all the capability, with the people having the best, with all the experiences, and with the record we've created as a nation. And we're just too large to be dealing with this. Something is wrong somewhere. I won't blame them. I think the people on the pitch are quite okay. Is it true that they don't play together? What could be responsible for this? Or they don't care.
No unity.
They made money already. No, maybe they're not playing as a team, but that's okay. But I always have a problem because I'm going to try to take my time to watch this team. In those days, anytime you see Nigerians succeed in any match, any football, for you to win any national tournament, you need a number 10. People don't understand it. You understand? It was the then of Mokashi who was driving the Nigerian team. And if you watch Maradona was driving the Argentina team, you see Messi drove, you understand? Ronaldinho was driving. So you need a key player. You understand? Okay, we have this guy who is scoring goals for Milan, but he's not the key player. We need a number 10. And sometimes I don't know what these coaches are doing. We'll take time to look at that team and really analyze the game. Because I'm really disappointed that we could draw at home. That's a loss.
A lot of people are as well. And we have so some other news, coming about the presidency is saying that they've seized 45 billion identified terrorist financial and as well, uh, as well they actually, well, came into power and the treasury was empty. So that has been a topic of debates, and even
But if
Peter
they
Obi
seize these
weather
people, should
in.
they be hidden? What? Who
And
are they? You know, you see, these are things that should be paraded, should be a national news. What are the press doing?
And
If the
that
federal
no,
government is
no,
claiming
no,
this,
and that is why Peter Obi actually did come out to say, if you're saying it's A, let us see it, let us, publish this, say
thank
it
you.
open. You cannot keep hiding things, saying we came in, there was not this. Tell us what you
We
see.
have so many spokesmen for this government, so many. Everybody will come out and make a
If,
statement. I'm happy using this now.
if,
So there's no
if you
official
look at
statement. Yeah. Go.
if you look at the past administration, if
Yes.
you look at the past administration, hello, if
Go
you look at the past
ahead.
administration, you discover that the same thing they are saying, they met empty treasury. I don't
Yes.
understand. Is it that the country is not producing enough? We are producing crude oil, and it will
Yes.
metamorphose to kerosene,
Yes.
fuel, fossil fuel, diesel, and the rest of them. All these things are source of revenue to the country. Are you telling me that the president, while leaving the office, will take the whole money and
And we've not been making
go
sales.
away? You understand? Now, telling me that he met empty treasury, I don't believe that scenario. No, a government cannot leave a country empty. A
In
government
fact,
cannot leave the country empty.
I mean, and it's a way of saying that when Nigeria is broke, the truth is we owe so much. They borrow so much money, and they use money to pay this loan. And the
They keep
question,
buying cars
you
and
know,
yachts
no,
and
in
things
fact,
that
princess,
cost so much.
you know what? I hope that this Tinubu will help us.
Okay.
It's a big disaster. My
So,
fear is
hello,
yeah, comrade, I'm with you.
hello.
Let me just
Okay. Looking at a country that says they met empty treasury, how many ministers do we have? How many states do we have? We have 36 states, including FCT. But we're having 48 ministers. Why are we going to have such when the country is having economic crisis?
You're talking of ministers. How
When
many
the
House of
state
members
met
have?
empty treasury.
Senators and bloody thing. No, I think my biggest challenge is this. We say we are broke, all right? Because Nigeria will remain broke. This is the simple reason. We spend so much on paying debts. If you ask what the previous administration did with the money, they did not they borrow money, which they did not invest on things that will produce money. The government borrow money to pay salary, borrow money to build infrastructure. Can you understand? You only borrow money to produce things you can sell, not things you. It's like you borrow money to go and marry a wife. Who gives money to such idiots? That's the problem we have. So Nigeria is truly broke. We're not earning much like as we're supposed to. And the little money now coming, we're using it to pay the debt. Debt of, you see, and that's why we ask them. It's okay. I'm always supporting any government who want to borrow money. Debt is good. But what did you borrow money to do? Yesterday, your president was somewhere and he was saying that I'm negotiating infrastructure to Nigeria. And this is a place where you can bring agricultural ideas, you understand? Production ideas. Those guys there, they're not importing rice to their country. You understand? Can we come? In fact,
Anyways, we'll go on quickly with the papers
Yes.
because we have quite a lot
Yeah.
coming in. So we
Okay.
reviews some of the papers. I
all
will
right,
kickstart
I want
with
to
the
say
punch
something.
and this story.
all right.
All right, go ahead.
Go on, come.
Servicing debt. I know we are servicing debt, but a country that has vast mineral resources, we can service this debt if the rulers are corrupt free. At least if we have a little bit conscience, that we can help our country because we have been borrowing. A country with vast mineral resources that's supposed to have industries. at least we will leverage from that industry or the industries and get money we are borrowing. We have not even finished other debts we borrowed before. So I'm of the opinion that if the leaders, we have a little bit conscience to produce or manufacture industries that will be producing something that will be giving the country a revenue. I'm seeing that see this states, the states that are supposed to produce something, the states are getting revenue and they are lavishing it with their PAs and SAs and having so many commissioners and even portfolios that can't even use effective measures. If only this country will come back to the drawing board, and if this country will come back to the drawing board and ensure that they produce or manufacture industries that will be giving us revenue. Imagine if we can't even produce pencil. Can we produce pencil?
Yes, we
And
can.
then, and then is this echo coming from your side? I don't know why.
Okay.
You need to work on. I know the other time I got you on the
Can
show.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can
Hello?
hear you. I think it's much. Honestly, no, there's an echo.
Okay.
Okay, so just hold that thought while we go with the reviews, and when I think maybe when we're discussing some of the headlines, you can bring back that thought. But because of time, we're going to start with the Punch newspaper. Yes, that's what we should do. Put it on mute. When I'm done, we can now bring it back.
Yes.
These are some of the headlines we have come.
Okay. All right.
And the main headline here says, "Be patient. Inherited crisis won't disappear overnight," and that is coming from Rabatu. And the rider says, "NSA Ribadu."
Okay.
And the rider says NSA appeals to Nigerians, says Tinubu inherited poor economy, insecurity, exposed deficit inherited from Buhari be transparent, Obi challenges FG. And
now this is working.
And that story is on page 2. All the stories are on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here as well that says Forest. FG blames low exports earnings, plans diversification. And that story is on page 36 of the Punch newspaper. Banks USSD debit to telecoms hits 200 billion naira. And that story is on page 32 of the Punch newspaper. Senate summons service chiefs, demand security rigid. And that story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here that says Guinea-Bissau at 50. Tinubu pledges support for West Africa's democracy on page 15 of the Punch newspaper. You can see the story there, the picture story there as well, and the president standing beautifully among other head of states and people there. And there's a story here as well that says PSC NPF considers 65 years as police retirement age. And that story is on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says 80-year-old woman dies in Lagos building collapse. And the story is on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. And the last story here says Onshu Assembly suspend Chief Judge. Adeleke appoints replacements on page 42 of the Punch newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Punch headlines this morning. And we can see a story here that says, "Be patient, inherited crisis won't disappear overnight." And that's coming from Ribadu. And we see the NSA, he's also appealing to Nigerians to, The president did inherited poor economy and insecurity, but Peter Obi is trying to counter that by saying that expose deficit inherited from other ex-presidents and of course be transparent. That is coming from Peter Obi.
No, exactly. First, I want to really thank Peter now. Now he's now working. You see, this is exactly what I'm saying. You don't lose the election or whatever you were. In fact, Peter made history in Nigeria, and for the first time, we see hope. That major story is annoying. So, but okay, for now, we can hear good news that Peter is actually now listening and countering the government. This is the thing we want to hear from him. Hey, I don't know how many spokesmen this government have, but you're saying whatever claim you're claiming, you borrowed, you inherited a lot of debt. We know Nigeria have a security problem. That was why we voted Buhari, a general who has experience. Maybe we're thinking that we're able to quell this security issue, he couldn't. All right, you borrowed a lot of shit, borrowed a lot of money, you're owing. The question is, if you guys have anything, you detect this, you find out this, Nigeria owing a lot of money, why don't you just expose this? Is this supposed to be secret? Is this not about us? If we are owing, we are the one that's going to pay. If you want us to give you time, look at what Ribad is saying, that we should give the government time, we should be patient. How can we be patient with you if you just throw a headline at us? Tell us how we owe that money. So if we know, we will understand and we will work with you.
You know what you're waiting for.
Exactly. You cannot tell us we should wait. We should be patient. Be patient. So if somebody slapped my daughter, I would want to know why they slap her, so that next time I will correct her. Not just tell my daughter. Just you understand? We want to know who, why, and when this thing happened, so that next time we will build on it. And how many spokesmen does this government have? Anyway, today is Ribado speaking. The next day is does this government have a spokesman? Because all this news dribbling from everywhere. Because he's talking in the name of the federal government. In fact, Nigerians are too patient, and that's why I thank Peter for this. Please, whatever it is, can we, the people, know about it? Is it true that the press is not working? I want to know, because this secret that is secret and secret and secret, and why would the press even publish something if they don't ask questions? If you say, because if we find out things like this are happening, it should be released to the press, or the government should be quiet. You understand? If you know there is insecurity problem, you tell us, you address us what we are doing, what the security problem is, what the government is doing, or close your mouth, because you cannot just tell us we have a security problem. Which way in the world that don't have insecurity? Is there anywhere that is secure? Insecurity is everywhere. But for a government to come out and there's insecurity, meaning they've identified it and they're doing something about it, then they're telling us, then we will work with them. You understand? We are poor, we don't have enough money now. Fine. Who borrowed the money? Which money are we owing? How much are you paying? What is coming in? If you don't tell us that, you just tell us, be patient. Who are you talking to?
It's really sad. Like somebody they said yesterday that it's obvious that they said I see a group alleging that the government has run out of ideas yesterday on the papers, but I'm thinking that
but this is a government with a lot of intellectuals.
They are supposed to have, like when Tinubu came in, he did say he's here to work, roll up your sleeves, meaning he had an idea what he was actually coming into. But just 6 months or some few months away, and you are now giving us the same excuses
the blame game
from the
blame game. Thank God it's not PDP they are talking about.
Saying PDP lieutenant, treasury, insecurity, poor economy, and it's what we're back to from APC to APC, which is quite really shameful. Comrade, do you have anything to say on that?
Wait a comrade.
Anybody that committed any heinous crime, yes, I concur with him. I totally concur. If you commit any crime in the country, if we are transparent enough, we should publish the names of those behind that. Bring out their names, publish it. Because of everybody is corrupt, they can't do that. Yes, because if they do that, some other persons will also indict them later. We are highly corrupt. Except a government will come, at least be a little bit sensitive and somehow corrupt-free. That is when they will be bold enough to publish people's name or people that are causing the menace of insecurity. Let us continue to watch. This government, they will be up to 5 months or 6 months thereabout. Within some months now, I think December now they will complete 6 months or more than that. Let's just see. If you look at the FCT minister, Nyeso Wike, he even cut down the salary of workers last month. He was
Workers.
of the opinion and saying that there is no money in the FCT treasury account. I don't know the fate of workers in FCT this month. What is happening? We're highly corrupt. All of them are there for their own selfish interests. FCT workers, they cut their salaries last month. And they're telling us that there is no money in the treasury.
And when we have our senators, lawmakers, buying expensive cars, and then you not take it on the workers to cut their salary. The same workers struggling, to buy fuel, to even feed 2 square meals is not a problem. It's actually a shame. And I don't know. I used to think, the way a lot of people are saying Buhari is a politician, is a godfather, is blinded in economic issue.
Is it Buhari or Tinubu?
Tinubu, and he's what's it called? Is a strategist. He will do this, he will do that. It's quite disheartening that we've gotten to this level. Anyway, kudos to Peter Obi for actually challenging them to make the process transparent. Let's know if A is A and B is B. And moving forward, there's a story here that says PSC NPF considers 65 years as police retirement age. Is that a good one, comrade?
Teachers' retirement age will be 65. That one has been signed and is in constitution now that the teachers' retirement age will be 65. But this long, either 65 or 40 years in service, this long age of service, it doesn't determine anything. If the remuneration of the workers or their salaries are okay, who will work till eternity? Who wish to work for even 35 years? If the pay is okay, you can even establish your own business, your own company. You began to manufacture something that will give you money at the end of the day. You also employ more hands, employers of labor. You will help to employ people that will also help in producing whatever you are producing. Who will stay till 35 or 40 years or 65 years of age? See, I'm of the opinion, I discourage that. Government should try a way of increasing salaries and wages that will help the masses to even produce whatever company or a place where they can even be getting money. Because staying over so long, you can see some people, somebody of 60 years, the person can faint and die because he's thinking of one thing or the other. Because of the retirement time is around the corner. They have not achieved anything. Why would the person stay till 60, 65 years or 40 years of retirement age? Why not the person stay when he's still active, agile? If you pay him very well, the person will go out there and manufacture companies or a place that will be bringing money. Also, he will also add manpower. He will be employer of labor. That way, I think things will go a better way. When you talk about P2B really did well, challenged the outcome of the election. I really love that, but the elections were not transparent. If you look at it very well, the elections were not transparent. It's just that our judges are corrupt. They are corrupt and biased. When you give them money, dollars, they can decide and turn around the law and to favor the person. All these things as a result of corruption. Now, we are thinking how to salvage ourselves. This corruption, how can we solve it? How can we solve this corruption? If we can do like how Ghana did by bringing all these leaders that are corrupt.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute and unmute so that we can.
That they will not forget. All right.
Anyway, we'll go back to that, how we can tackle on the cost of the show. But Daddy Cruz, do you share our comrade's opinion that retirement age is now, they consider 65 years as 65? And we're looking that, for instance, the police force, we need energetic people there. This is not something that you go and sit at the office. It's actually a job that requires energy, strength, moving around. And do you think 65 years of age is something that we should consider at all?
Yeah, I think so. See, now we all need to make sacrifice for the country. If that is what is needed, I'm all for it. You understand? But like I said, like Comrade was just trying to point out, it's not about how long you put in the service, or if the time is short, how well, And perhaps this is the mistake we make as a people. If you're serving somebody, you see, this Igbo apprentice system, I don't use that to compare Nigeria. If you are serving your Oga, and in the course of serving him, you try to cut corners, you are the one losing, because the experiences you would have got working with him, you lose it. So when you now set up your own, you'll be moping. Do you know that 90% of Nigerians that have served Nigeria today, especially in the civil service, they cannot establish anything for themselves? The politicians that are in government today, when they finish, the only thing they can think of doing is to build hotels. You understand? And build all these estates. So because they lack productivity in the course of their serving, they don't do anything. A police officer that served Nigeria for all these years must have been very grounded with the security challenges. I said something yesterday. If I'm a police officer, I probably will be having my own security firm. If I'm allowed to do so while serving. If I'm not, then the retired ones will be giving us this. Because we say Nigeria have security problem. That can be resolved, especially in local ones, by setting up local security companies. Because I will happily pay, trust me, community will pay as much as 2,000 naira for every home to get to, so that they can sleep at night, since the government is not providing security. And I'm sure by that time, the time that is working, you'll be surprised people pay to secure the farms. You begin to extend that. But let it be a business. Since the government does not know, their number one business is I should protect us. What I'm saying is this. In the course of serving, the Nigerian police, the policemen are busy collecting bribes. You understand? Not actually doing the job. The experience they take from the place, I'm sorry, guys, it's a shame. The same is applicable. Have you been to the Nigerian ministries? They're sleeping now. If you go there now, they are sleeping. So what experience is that kind of person going to take up? Even if he served for 100 years, he's contributing nothing to the country, and he's not even building himself, preparing. So whether you retire him at 10, it's a waste to the nation and to himself. Perhaps this is very important. It's a personal thing, That's why I use the Igbo apprentice system. We need to actually say this country is our own. It's not my own. It's our own. Our own, because if it's failing now that Nigeria is failing, it's affecting everybody. Yesterday, somebody said, no, it doesn't affect them. I said, no. How many rich men can actually confidently walk on the street of Nigeria alone? Who want to live that kind of life? Anytime you're moving around, there's a policeman carrying you gun. So if I'm even hiding from my wife, I take a girl to the hotel, the policeman is at the door. Can you imagine? It's not a practice. It's not a way of life. You want to be free. Like people here, I've never seen how anybody, any known person here will be afraid to go out of his house. That is the situation in Nigeria. So you become a victim of your success. Like I keep reminding Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria you see those mountain fences. If you see the fence where they cage their children, you are literally living in a cage for being rich. You should ask yourself a question, whether that is a way for a man to live his life. So you cannot come out because you are rich. Can you imagine? So, and these are the implications of when Nigeria fails. it boils down to we not actually contributing our own to the national, for the nation to grow. If Nigeria fail, we fail. You cannot succeed alone. I give this instance alone, please. Let's look at it. I can buy a good car. Eh? Like Nigeria, they all buy a good car. You know what's so funny? Where is the road you're going to drive that car? Can you construct the roads that you're going to use that car? At the end, after you stealing money to buy car for yourself, you asking government to, oh, the government could not construct road. Yes. Did you contribute your quota to the nation? If the country failed, you failed. Now, you can generate electricity for yourself. You know, that's what we're doing now. Pipe on water. I can do one in my home. The moment you move out of that house, which water are you going to drink? They probably get poisoned. But if you know there's a national water, that a country that works, and the water we're drinking is pure, a government thinks of us. You think of yourself. That's how it's supposed to be. So it is important for government to work. I say many of us can go to pay for our hospital bills, right? But today, we have money to pay for our hospital bill. We don't even have the good hospital to treat ourselves. That's why we're traveling to India to do. Before you die, you probably die on the road. So the important for you to do your own water. So that's why I said I am always of the opinion that Nigeria should make more sacrifices. I don't have any problem with government telling us how long we serve, how long we don't serve. The most important thing is, as we are serving, do we have a future? The government is telling us this, is telling us that. You tell us that somebody stole money, and you recover. So the last one, I saw one of your headlines about security, that they paid, they discover some people sponsoring terrorism. I don't know where that headline is. Can you imagine? If the federal, you think you're going to tell us that one and we'll just keep quiet?
Just keep quiet without details.
Oh, no, nah, this is not fair. You understand? It's not fair on us. Because that country, Nigeria, is for us. It's not for the people in office alone. It's for us.
And I think this is where the media should come in.
Thank you.
Truth be told, I might be in the media, but the truth is bitter. If we, the media, were hitting hard, and then now they've said it, you see that tomorrow other headlines come and suppress that, and we move on.
Exactly.
And then, but when you have people keep hitting on it, analysts, bodies, institutions, the media especially, hitting, no, we want this, you said this, you said, let's see, before you know,
the government will be embarrassed.
Just the way we see on the media.
Now you see why I'm angry.
Here.
You see why I'm angry.
You see a particular issue happen and they keep replaying it.
They will play it.
Playing it like 20.
We need news. We need news stations. Those stations. You see what Sky does here? They don't do anything. No. It's only news. Only news. They don't even have any time for any other thing. So imagine they don't even have enough. So they keep repeating the annoying news. Your government will be sick. In fact, you watching it, you'll be tired. But you know what? That's how they keep it in your subconsciousness. You understand? And then the government gets immediately embarrassed. You understand? We can embarrass the press. That's why I was asking, what is Labour doing? Labour talk telling us, oh, they have a problem. We have a problem. Can you imagine? Labour, look at what the federal government just said. So we're not talking about salary alone now. You understand? Look at a pressing issue that our national money, something so important to us. No, we should jump.
Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper, and that would be the Nigerian Tribune.
Comrade is talking. Comrade, I'm sorry that we're cutting you a lot off because of the nature of. I'm going to let Comrade come in now. It's unfortunate that your sound is not good, so I try to mute you from time to time. I hope you understand when you watch it by yourself. Let me put it you on now. Let's watch Comrade. Let's listen to Comrade. And for some reason, if I mute it.
Okay. Police work requires strength, energy. And if you elongate the years of them serving in government, 65 years or 40 years of service, since they require strength or energy, how would they combat crimes in terms of all these criminals that are strong enough? How can they overpower them? They need young people that can serve the nation, that still have energy. Second, that's one. Two, our House of Rep members and the senators, if they can reduce their salary or their salaries, including their wages, service allowances, to the one they are paying police people or government workers, it will go a long way in helping. You now know that people will not be killing people to get that position. They will now, that money they are using to pay them or service their cars or where they are living, they can channel it to build infrastructures and increase the salaries of workers. How can you be staying up to 65 years or 40 years and still be happy when most of them have not even built anything? If they retire, they will now use that to relax on. So, thirdly, if we can also travel or have trainings, training in different skills, that is what is killing us. If you look at China that is producing phones, each family produce phone. Each family produce phone. If we can go out there, have trainings, all government workers, including other artisans and business people, they can be going outside and be getting trainings in other countries like India that are interested in science tech. You can go there and learn from their technology there. You can go to China and learn one or two things and come back here and put it into practice. By that way, you will see how our country will be growing gradually. We'll also be employing people that will help out. By that, you will also be paying people. You will see unemployment will reduce. That is my opinion for now.
All right, comrade, we move on quickly to the next newspaper. That will be the Nigerian Tribune. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Tribune this morning. The main headline here says governorship election, anxiety in Kano, Plateau as court orders rerun in Zamfara, 3 local governments affected. And that all the stories on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says why we are against borrowing to finance 2024 budget, and that's coming from the finance minister on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says Southeast, North Central gets 3 new Supreme Court justices each. The writer says as FJSC nominates ex-CGN son, 21 others for elevation. And that story is on page 10 of the Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says that 322 bodies not discovered in grave site in Anambra shoots commissioner. And that story is on page 26 of the Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says 60-year-old retired banker makes first class, wins 8 awards at UI convocation. That story is on page 10 of the Tribune newspaper. There's a story here as well that says Sultan comments Makinde on new Adoba Central Mosque built by Oyo governor. And that story is on page 13 of the Tribune newspaper. And we saw this story. We actually saw this story before that said insecurity we inherited tough period, says Ribadu at editors conference. And these are all the stories, some of the stories we have. But there's a story here that says insecurity, reps turn back representatives, insist service chiefs must appear. And that story is on page 5. And now, of all the story, I think this one caught my attention the most. Reps return back representatives, insist service chiefs must appear. I think our reps actually, the House of Reps,
They're working.
They are working.
They're working.
Now we have insecurity issues, serious issues, and then they keep sending representatives to come out. Where are they? Where are the service chiefs? What are they doing? At that point, you know that okay, come and explain, talk to Nigeria, and this is why you talk about communication. They just come and give us headline, and that is it. You don't give the details of what's happening. We are not abreast with some of these issues, and then sending people to come and represent you. And I really love what the House of Rep what they're doing.
Yes.
Even though the Senate seems to be sleeping, at least we have active House
Anything, can anything good come from Akpabio? Forget about Senate. Anyway, good luck. As you said, we have we have the House of Rep. Again, you see, boys, and I'm really, it saddens my heart because the potential of this country called Nigeria is so much, and what we're doing with it is a disgrace, not only to us but to the rest of the world. I always try to talk from the eyes of the diaspora, and I want you guys to hear where I'm coming from because I'm really different. I don't understand all your experiences, so sometimes I jump into the issue like a layman. That's why I say, please forgive me. I'm talking like a layman. You see, if the amount of potential Nigeria has, you understand, if we can just harness only 10% of it, we will not have any issue. Our comrade was telling us just now that we should go to China to learn. 1+1 is 2. It's so everywhere in the world. The knowledge is already in Nigeria. The knowledge we are going to China to get is in Nigeria. In fact, it's the same Nigerian that are training me here. My accountant here is in Nigeria. My doctor is so it's not the abroad that makes it better. Knowledge is knowledge. Nigeria have enough knowledge. In fact, the question our children will ask us tomorrow is, sir, you have all these natural resources and you have all these human resources, so you cannot bring this thing together and create a great nation. Problem is, Nigeria failing, meaning the whole of Africa fail. And Nigeria failing, meaning the whole black race fail. And I want you people to take that responsibility. You hold the future of black people in America in your hands. If we walk on the street in Europe, they think you are already a Nigerian. They don't even know where you're from. You understand? So being a black man associated with one country called Nigeria. In fact, if you look at the history of Acts of Apostles, the Niger, there's a black man there. In Acts of Apostles, go and read it. It's come from Niger. And that Niger is where the Nigeria rubbish. That's where we are using now. Anyway, so we are the black race. Taking around the world. Our failure means a lot. How can Nigeria not be able to produce little things like you're saying? As if we're going to go to somewhere to learn what? In fact, knowledge started from Africa. Knowledge. I don't want to go to the other side because princess will eat me up. Today, we don't even believe in anything we had. Our forefathers, you know the reason why we don't have the Bible? We should have a book of our own, our religion book. But our parents were not writing. That we could not write. And are we writing now? I challenge my
custodians of the law now.
Consider, is it this?
Are they not supposed to?
This confused people.
To be.
The slavery takes.
Down now.
Don't forget. I want to insult Africans today. Don't forget, slave trade took the best of Africa. I'm going to say this. If you look at the guys in America, do you see any short man there? There's no man like me. Kenneth, it's only the two people like you. Only the big guys.
Hey.
That was genetic garbage. No. What was left were genetic garbage in Africa. If you go, that's why you see people running 100 meters. Where are they? Jamaica. These are slaves. They took the best. So maybe the genetic garbage they left are not thinking like idiots. Maybe that is the insult I have for them today. If they can think well, maybe they will be thinking, they should take this as an insult. That those of you in power today, you are genetic garbage. The good ones have been taken away. Maybe you should go and bring them back if you are so confused. Because I reason why a country that has so much natural resources, so much human resources cannot be great. It is beyond human understanding. God is confused.
Anyway, I understand how you feel.
No, look at it. You see black people here. We've gone through a lot already. And now for our own continent, the only chance we have.
You know, when we did Black October history, I some of the interview I saw them and I know what they said.
You say that? No, come and see today is Black Friday. Do you know the meaning of Black Friday? You see, this where black people is angry with the same Nigeria because it's not Africa. Africa is a freedom. It's Nigeria. Black Friday today is Black Friday. You know the meaning? Those days they will put black people to come and fight. The slave master too. They put two slaves to fight, and they will be drinking, having fun. Black Friday, jump. And it's not now they use us here. You guys are still using us there. The genetic garbage left in Africa cannot think well. I use the word today. I know they will kill me if they see me, but I take it from me. If you cannot think, princess, I say every day. My father went to farm. He was able to feed us. He didn't go to one school, so we know how to farm before. If we had improved on it today, we'll have organic food to export to the rest of the world. Una carry the way una throw away our religion, take Bible, take the other one. The same way una throw away the way we used to make food. Take Oyibo. Today, anything, why I'm saying this is this man, the comrade that said we should go to China to go and learn. Learn what? We steal technology. Chinese today steal technology from America. iPhone is produced in China. Is it the company that started it? Today, the iPhone you are using is produced in China. An American company produced in China. Is it no wisdom? Are you saying we are so stupid not to bring this thing home? That's why I say maybe it's the genetic garbage. Look at the House of Rep. Look at the kind of agbada they wear. Is that the people coming to serve you? Is that how you see them in America? That people there, the people that are there to serve you, people you are played to office. Have you seen now that once you get into office, you become God? The same way they sold people away then, it's still the way you are selling yourself now. Comrade, you said that you pay us well. God bless you. Is that how they pay people in the rest of the world? America, you are copying. That place you are talking about, look at how much they pay them. Decent wages. They refuse to treat their people as slaves. If I want to go to prison fast here, it's I pay people below the minimum wage. Look at how much your own government is paying you, treating you as slaves. The same way they sold some people as slaves. So that's why I said the genetic garbage have not learned. I rest my case.
Anyway, there's a story here that says Southeast North Central get three new Supreme Court justices each. Kenneth, welcome. And what do you think about this? Now, we know that there's been a lot of uproar to us as regarding appointments and issues here and there in this administration. And now we're seeing the judiciary now, they are now splitting, Southeast, North Central gets new Supreme Court justices each. What does that mean for your, judiciary, Kenneth, as a lawyer?
Well, for me, I think I would say Nigerians are having their way, but this is not the way. This is not the way judiciary should be. Judiciary should not get appointments based on, regional sentiments or ethnic sentiments. If you're going to give the Southeast 3, North Central 3, are you going to give the South? Inside the South, there's an equity. Are you going to give the equity? Are you going to give the job? Are you going to give? So if you begin to bring these sentiments, then we are not going to go anywhere. For many people, they will be celebrating now. These are, yes, it's a fair share of the national judiciary cake. You understand? It's not judiciary cake. You understand? So, in any way show a growth in our judiciary system. We should be talking more about the autonomy of the judiciary. The bill that has been signed by the former administration, granting autonomy for judiciary, up to the extent of them getting their funding directly from the budget without the president operating for them. These are the things we should, key into. The things that we should keep hampering on more need for judiciary to be independent. Because if you still have 3 from the south, is 3 from someone nominated these people. And then tomorrow, when there's a judgment that goes in the favor of a particular person, you begin to shout, hey, judiciary is not fair. How will the judiciary be fair when the foundation that has led to what they are is not right? So for me, it's good. Nigerians are winning, of course. Like many want, some people even most of our legal groups were saying, we've gotten 3. We've gotten 3. You can see the statement, we've gotten. So they already feel like they have an upper hand because their own people are there. So one of the minorities that are not represented in the Supreme Court, one of those that are not there, are you not saying that they don't have a voice? Are you not saying that they don't matter? For me, this is not a win. It's not a win situation at all.
That's maybe that we appease them because people feel like appointment has been one-sided or not.
What I would want to see is on what basis were these people appointed? On what grounds were these new justices? Because they are so good. I will see the judicial reform Can we see the judicial, analysis that brought about this appointment? Do we have precedent of what they've done? Can we say, okay, when they used to be in this court, this was their, this was their effect. This was their effect. When you see the United States, Supreme Court justice, though I will even know that there are still some level of
course.
Comrade.
they show you everything they have done. There is a template being built before you compare this. We don't even know those that are
Yes.
protested. We don't even know those that were, that were nominated before they were not selected.
Yes. Concerning the appointment of judiciary judges, as my brother Kenneth there just rightly said, are there judges that are transparent? In what criteria do they appoint them as judges? Are they human beings that are biased, that are only supporting or turning around the laws to suit the politicians? If you look at our CJN, Justice Kayode Ariwola, are you not seeing that they have already planned everything ahead of time before executing it? Those judges appointed, are they men and women of good integrity, and that would represent the entire masses or the common man? That would be just unjust people, or those people that would turn around the laws of the country to suit only the elites. It's unfortunate that when appointing all these people, they don't even consult other stakeholders that will checkmate these or those people appointed. It's unfortunate that we're highly corrupt. I believe that the judges are those people that will still favor the politicians. It's unfortunate. Secondly, I'm just adding something to what my chairman over there said. If you want to get additional companies or producing things in the country, you need to look for people that have already been doing that. Like if you look at Japan had Second World War, right? And they destroyed a place called Hiroshima. You know, at Japan, US trained Japan people. They are not manufacturing cars. How do they start manufacturing cars? They can't do it by themselves because they don't know about it. You go to a place like now, if you're a student, when you are still a student, it's not a teacher that will teach you, a person that knows about the subjects. That is the same thing that people will go to countries or to places where people knows about what you're about to learn. They will teach you. You come back to the country and teach others. By so doing, you will be manufacturing that thing they taught you. Not you staying in a place thinking that you can no. I know there are some people that are talented, that God gave them gift, at least to know how to fix one or two things without being taught. Yes, we have such people, but for a country to develop, you need to go out there and learn. That's why we're always bringing out tourists to come to our country and establish one or two things. Those people knows about that. They know. So if you go there, you learn and come and invest it or build what you have learned in your country.
Andre, do we have universities? Do you have universities in Nigeria? I know there's going to be. Do you have schools in Nigeria that train people?
We have universities. We have universities in Nigeria. You know that our professors, they only do. Do you see any professor that has manufactured anything? No. Have you seen any professor that has manufactured anything? We're only doing theories. They will tell you stories on the board. or they'll tell you to go and do assignment, something that they cannot manufacture. It's for us to go there and live with them.
I'm going to try and let me just say, I'm talking so that you say, let's just have this little conversation. It's interesting. You're saying that our professors they are not qualified or they don't know what they're doing. That may be right.
They are qualified, but
1 minute. The challenge there is nobody will give you their own technology. You steal it. All right? Nobody gives you technology. The Chinese were there to build your railway. Was that an opportunity for you to learn how to make railway? Do you need to go back to China to go and learn how to make railway now? I'm coming to that also. You see, all the things that Nigerian government have been paying for people to come and do. Today, Julius Berger is still constructing roads in Nigeria. So you say Nigerians cannot construct roads. Okay, answer me that one first, one by one. 1 minute. I'm have to unmute you.
Can I go ahead and answer? All right. Nigerians can construct roads. Now, they have learned.
1 minute.
And pay money or know their policies on how they will teach you. You can't just sit down in one place. Like now, you are in that studio. There are one or two things you have learned. If, say, you are in your house, can you learn all those things you have learned in that studio? That is how you go out there. They will teach you. You go and execute what they have taught you.
Yes, sir.
Julius Berger that have been building road. Julius Berger, they get them contract to come and build road. They're not here to teach anybody. After they finish building their roads, they will go back to their base. Except you go to their workshop or a place and tell them, oh, okay, mind you have to pay before they teach you anything. So you go there, you pay, and they will teach you one or two things. At least you have learned that one. So you can't just sit down in a place and learn anything. You consult people. That's why you have to source people. You consult people.
Wait. Okay. For the past 60 years, Nigeria is how many years old now? We'll be paying China to come and let's do Julius Berger. Let's use that simple one. We'll be paying Julius Berger to construct our roads. Are you saying that we are so daft not to learn why they are constructing the road? Yeah, we need to go to Germany to go and learn how to construct roads before we start making roads. We'll come to that. You see, the truth is, anyway, no country will give you their technology for free. The ones you see, as well as cars, this and that, you steal it. In fact, in those days, the student I went to America to study, they were having cameras. You understand? They were taking pictures of, as they were in class, so they were taking pictures of the engineering drawing. Those of us that did a little bit of engineering, you understand? You take that home and you go and analyze it. Like I said, China is not the first people that started making iPhone. Today, that is where you assemble it. You understand? Even the technology is out there already. This technology we're talking about, how to make a phone, is no more secret. In fact, there is no more the technology. The technology of mobile phone is no more strange. Students in school today learn how to make phone easily in a class. Is implementing it. You bring a company. The question I can't run away from Julius Berger. Since I was born, Julius Berger, this road is made by Julius Berger. This road is made by. So Nigerian companies, all these years, don't have the knowledge to do Julius Berger. I thank God that our children are not building fantastic houses. We have engineering students, civil engineering students. They still cannot build us. Oh, you want to tell us that I make our house, they collapse. No, now I won't tell me now. Let it collapse. We will keep doing it. It will no more collapse at the point in time. We will learn from it. People that are doing it now, they didn't grab it one day. We're not going anywhere to learn, though. We have university. Learn there.
Let me quickly add. You know, comrade, you've been saying, and I just wanted to allow you to say, you know, labor union people, you have a policy. Sometimes you always want to fight government without looking at your civil service and what you guys are doing wrong. We have a local content bill in Nigeria that decrees. Local content bill stipulates that for everything that happens in the country, a contract, a building, a project, whatever, there has to be some infusion of, you know, the local manufacturing, and of course, learning process too,
Of course.
for technology transfer between expatriates and, of course, local companies. That is why you have a railway university in Daura. Though I have my reason, I have my position against the building a university in Daura without considering who will go and school there. Now, people have been building with Julius Berger, or rather, states have been giving contract to Julius Berger. That the case will have a ministry for works. The ministry for works is supposed to be a supervisor to these contracts, right?
Exactly.
But the Ministry for Works is not just supposed to go and stand on the road and supervise. Julius Berger is supposed to give them a breakdown of each
what
process
they're
they
gonna
have in doing a road for them
Yes.
to be able to consent. That is learning. That
Thank
is
you.
that
The
is
technology has been immediately transferred.
that is
It has been
copyright. They
transferred.
are supposed to pick the knowledge back. But civil servants in Nigeria, because many of them there, comrades, I'm telling you, because of your colleagues, they are not even qualified to be there in the first place. So the only thing they want is for government to organize a seminar and take them to Germany so that they can enjoy what the politicians are enjoying. And when it is not done, they go on strike. They start to quarrel. Nobody will talk about going to learn from Julius Berger, but they are the ones that will approve. They are the ones that Julius Berger will come to. They will approve. Contract has been done. How will you know the contract is done when you don't even know the way the contract was done? Julius Berger, sir, it is not among the top 5 construction companies in Germany.
No.
When you call the top 10, Julius Berger is not there. It's about 16. As the last time I checked, it's about 16 on the table of construction companies. German governments cannot even give Julius Berger a bridge in their country. It is not considered part of the people that they just do rehabilitation for them. But in Nigeria, we praise them. They are the best. I don't have a problem with giving them contract. My problem is, why is the ministries are supposed to learn directly from these people? What are they learning? They don't learn anything. We have a ministry of water resources and the rest. They give contract to people to come and build irrigation system for them.
Yes.
But none of their staff can handle that project. Then they don't have any need being there. It's better we scrape off the ministries and know that we are running a direct contract with the government.
Exactly. So we'll go there, we bring experts. In fact, Kenneth, we bring technicians, we bring laymen to come and work in Nigeria. We call them experts first. Because these guys are laymen.
Some of them are from technical schools in the university, in the prisons.
Like,
some of them learn technical in the prison, and they are come to Nigeria to come and become experts.
Exactly. In fact, that's how they deported some of them from England here to Australia in those days. Today they are ruling Australia. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. So they bring their criminals to us, and we call them experts. In fact, the question, this comrade, Kenneth, only one question, comrade need to go home. And the question is not to you alone, to Nigerians. You are 60-something years old. You've been inviting expatriates to the country to come and do one thing or the other. You gave them contract. They, at least, like I said, they will tell you this is how we're going to do the road, and this is the materials we are using. This will last. Because we talk about the durability. Meaning that knowledge has been transferred to you.
Of course.
What did you do with it? So the next time you want to do it again, you still go and bring Julius Berger. Now, Julius Berger is gone. You go and bring Chinese company. They'll bring their own blueprint. It's okay. But it's something yet you've been doing this again and again. We have not learned. May God forgive us. Or maybe we're not even going to patronize it. Look at it. Innocent is not creating a car. Is that not the manufacturing?
Yes, of course.
Do we patronize the car? Oh, the car is going to kill all of us, like Peter B said. The car did not kill him and his people. You see, these are the things we're talking about. If we're using us, rather than using this money now to import SUVs, this bloody house you're talking about, so-called as a government, the first lady, how much is he spending? In a time when he's saying we should all sacrifice. You tell people to stay in government for more years, and you are siphoning the money. This woman came and said she and her family, they are very rich. I don't give a damn who you are. You understand? Today, you are still the one misusing the money. That's your first lady, not verse.
No, it's not really her fault. You know, the office has to be serviced, no matter how you look at it.
The way you are able to, paint every other person very dark, and then
you know that the first lady is the leading for philanthropy and humanitarian intervention.
Civil servants are the problem. They are the issues. They are this, and then when
Why
you
you
talk
talk
about
about
the president, the wives, or senators, it's their due wages.
They are saints. No worry, Kenneth is doing the job. I have nothing against Kenneth.
I'm not.
Sorry,
I don't have anything against Kenneth. Kenneth is doing his job. at the end of the day, everybody have a job description. So job description is to defend Tinubu and his government. That's fine.
No. Mine is to look at things from the average mindset. Like Chris, remember, the first lady, no woman want to say there is no constitutional office or role for her. But this is also the first lady. This is the woman, the wife of the president. No matter how you want to look at it.
What is her duties as a first lady? I want to ask you, Kenya,
She's the mother of the country.
Who is she mothering?
She's the mother of the country. She's the leading force.
Mother to who? But the mother that takes all the money, that a mother will not behave like that. A mother is the last person to eat.
A mother
in a home
for her children.
I know my mother. Thank you.
Definition of a mother.
As a mother, she not going to consume when we are managing instead of to give us. So what is our own role? Mother
is what I want to know, Kenneth.
Let the women talk.
To know a lot about,
thank you. You are very. What I tell the first lady.
What is the role of the first lady of Nigeria?
Remember, the first role, of course, like the former president Muhammad Buhari will say, is to take care of the president. I'm coming. But remember, the first lady, from her antecedents, even as the first lady of Lagos State, had been known for humanitarian intervention, and philanthropy. And I think that is the role she's going to be playing on the long run.
Not the property. We are talking about Nigeria. We're talking about Lagos.
And now she's first lady and buying all these vehicles. When people are hungry, you say you're going to do humanitarian work by taking all the things you see to feed children. Comrade, you said something very big today. That if they could cut down their salary, that money will go a long way to actually take care of poor people. No, they should cut their salary and use it to invest. You see, Nigeria need investment in human beings. If it's education alone, we decide to declare an emergency on the state of education and begin to breed out educated people, you find the effect immediately.
Kenneth, are you aware? Comrade said something that the FCT minister did cut down on your workers' salaries, wages. Are you aware of that?
Well, so far, I think it's the first time I'm hearing it. I will have to, revert back and study on that. But of course, if he's cutting down, then probably based on the budget restrictions. You understand? This is not FCT. Is not the CBN. The FCT always has a budget. So, but I believe that whatever is due to workers will always be paid. So, for me, I want to study and understand if I take a position. If he had cut down on workers, does he even have the power to do that? These are federal workers, if I'm not mistaken. So, does he have the power to deduct the particular salary of his workers, or are these contract staffs? These are positions we will need to.
Anyway, we're going to look critically into that maybe before next week, before our next wake up. But comrade, say something just before we move to the next newspaper quickly. I know, sorry, we have to mute the sound because your sound is not too good, and there's this echo, and that's why we have to mute your sound so we don't have the clash.
And it's not even easy to unmute.
Just press it once and leave it for some time.
I think so, yeah. I'm impatient. Africa is in a haze.
Okay, I think we're having issues with his sound, so we'll move on, and anytime we're able to unmute, we'll have his opinion. We're going to go to the next newspaper quickly, and that will be the Daily Trust.
And here the big headline says, Appeal Court sacks Zamfara governors. Others rerun in 3 local government areas. And here the writer says, Kano, Bauchi, governors knows fate today. Panic, foodstuffs buying in Kano over fear of violence. Police warns against wide jubilation in Bauchi. And you can find all the stories on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says 613 families of deceased police officers get 2.2 billion naira. And that story you can find on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi polls, votes by intimidation, disturbing. And you can find that story on page 14 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says bandits kill mother, newborn, others in Sokoto. And here we have another story that says dollar hit 1,105 at official market. You can find that story on page 19 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says garden egg vendors defy 9-year-old orphan in
Sorry.
Kano. And you can find that story on page 16 of the Daily Trust
How
newspaper.
many years old?
Another story that says strike. Importers incurred 90,000 daily demurrage on cargoes. And you can find that story on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Daily Trust newspaper.
Okay, we have quite a lot there, but I was seeing that panic food stuff buying in Kano over fear of violence. I think it has to do with the um, tribunal cases. I don't know what's going on in Kano though, but Kano Bauchi knows fate today. I just think the residents are just trying to be cautious. So whatever happens at the end of the day, before Wahala will come, let them be sure that there's food at home at least. You can stay in your house and be watching from there. So I think that's okay. But there's a story here that is really sad that says that an egg vendor defers nine-year-old orphan in Kano. I don't know what to do, but we've been seeing a lot of that, especially in that part of the country where children are being deferred, and another school of thought will tell you no, it's something that they are used to, and so it's quite disheartening. And this is an orphan actually. I don't want to know under the care of who she was on, but. A 9-year-old being deferred by we've seen this. I saw news the other day, Lagos and of course Anambra State, which is very disheartening. But Kenneth, the other time, Wike's wife, she did say that there should be a capital punishment for people who are caught in such with this kind of, especially children. What do you think? Do you think that would be that would curb the situation?
I think it will go a long way, but of course, when these convictions are made, even before the capital punishment, like she had suggested, is being meted out. I think it should be put on full news display. You understand? People need to hear more about what is going to happen to the offender. You understand? Not the court to just pass judgment. I think press should also cover a lot of judgments being passed on offenders. But this issue of raping for children, and if you look at this case, this is a case of someone who is almost an orphan. In fact, not just almost an orphan. So it means the person has a low rating in the social status of the country. And then you begin to understand where most of these things happen at times. This is just we're hearing about this now because someone has brought it to limelight.
Yes.
There could be millions of orphans in Nigeria that are going through such, and nobody's saying anything about them. So for me, it is not just about making it a capital crime, but the agencies that will be able to go into the communities to hear from people, to know what is happening. The Ministry of Women Affairs, I was expecting that they should have a department set up, not to wait for complaints, but that will go out and ask for complaints. Most times, the victims of these rape cases don't even talk. The only reason you might get conviction is when someone says something. So we need to be able to move and see people say something. Even in the West, we have cases where celebrities come up and tell you they were molested when they were kids, but they could not speak up. Maybe because they we have cases of teachers who molested students, and they could not speak out up to when they became 30, 40, before they could summon the courage to speak. And at that time, maybe it's more late, because we now have a serial offender that has been doing such without anybody stopping their problem. So for me, capital punishment is good, but then the framework to even identify victims should be tightened, should be brought into a level where it's easy to pick out when someone has been molested.
Yeah, and Kenneth, you said something very important. In those days, when they want to kill robbers, they bring the people out. You understand? They use them as scapegoat. You understand? So what they doing is, if you do this will happen to you. You understand? Publicity will kill.
Is it really see, before, so hold on, just hold on thought. Kenneth, when we say capital punishment, that means the person will have to die or something else.
No, no.
Something very weighty and serious, right?
Capital punishment will always be the highest capital punishment will be the death sentence.
And that would be the best.
Okay, I think she was saying that also, and of course, these people should be castrated.
Yeah, they should.
Princess, there are still ambience to the law. You understand? There are still ways to even deter.
Yeah,
right.
I would say
On their human rights. If you castrate someone, sir, I don't think any courts will want to do that because you're not giving judgment.
Some people deserve that.
But Kenneth, for
is,
instance, in the northern part of the country, we've seen Sharia law where people's hands are being amputated, legs being taken off, and all that. So is that capital punishment?
no, that is not. That is Sharia punishment.
Remember, I'm looking at it from the angle as a lawyer. If you start passing judgments that are insensitive to human rights, then there's a problem. Someone could be accused of this crime and then you already have his hand chopped off. If after 10, 15, 20 years it's now proven that this was an accusation, then how do you, when there's a judicial review, how can you give the person his hand back? If you castrate someone,
but in the case of rape and when the evidence is glaring that okay,
Yes,
this person this person did commit the crime, should we go ahead to castrate them?
well, for me,
Don't you
I
think
will
that would
not
bring
support castration because I think it's inhumane. You understand where I'm coming from?
So killing is what then? Sentencing the person to death is what?
Princess, I hope you know that even when someone is sentenced to death, sometimes it takes 10 years, 8 years, 6 years before these judgments are carried out. Why is always like this is
but
because
sometimes they are being freed now.
No.
No, free them.
I understand where I'm going to. Even after a judgment is passed, there is what we call judicial review. You don't know. Nobody is certain. Even with all the glaring evidence, how do we come to evidence in Nigeria? Do we have DNA? Do we have forensic investigation units for you to say this is it? So for me, I support capital punishment, but let us add, the feeling of humanity to it too. If you castrate someone, that's what I'm going to. And tomorrow it is proven that was an accusation because it is proven most times in court that people are accused, people are hoodwinked to be put out there in the court, and then after years, it's not proven the person was accused wrongly. How will you restore the castration back?
Connect. The essence of any sanction, the essence of any punishment is to deter further crime.
Sure.
Right? It's not to kill. Government does not want to kill. So imposing a strict punishment is to deter crime. And when somebody commits this grievous offense, I think bringing the thing out, you see, Nigerians will stop they will stop the biggest crime if they know they go to prison for 1 month.
Thank you.
You understand? If they know they'll go to prison, if they are sure, you understand, that they'll go to prison. I tell you, nobody will drive. I won't make a mistake and drive without my driver license, my channels here, because I know the implication. So Nigerians will obey the law the moment things begin to work. And one thing we're talking about, what we're talking about, the case of the judges, I didn't want to go into that because we copy too much. A judge will not be able to solve the problem, but the institution will be able to solve our problem. You see, let the institution do the work. A single policeman can't do this. What I'm trying to say is that if there is a case, let there be any punishment, but be sure that the thing is followed to the letter and the person that commits the crime gets the treatment he deserves. It could be very small. Then nobody want to do it. Because as long, the only thing why people do certain things, they know they get away with it. If I commit a crime and I know in the country here now, if I do something and they caught me, I won't even argue. I'll just carry my thing and start going to prison. I'm ready to go because I know I'm not going to get away with it. You understand? In Nigeria, you can bend and bend and bend. So I think the most important thing is trying to strengthen, empower the instrumentation of our laws so that it does the job which is meant for, to deter further crime. It's not meant to kill people. So whether that's why I don't support corporate punishment. There's a way you do things. People will not want to do it again. You understand? In fact, the publicity you mentioned is very important. People need to know, even if you kill 200 people today and it's not announced, People don't know.
We won't
The
know.
ones that are going to prison, let us show them. You
Yes.
understand? Show them. So people will learn. Oh, the law is working. Oh, I don't want to be like that man. You know, Nigerians don't want to go to, they don't want to die. The people that never want to die is Nigeria. That's why they go to church every Sunday. They go to mosque. They don't want to die. So they when they know that the law is we get them, they will stop. It's not by telling them you kill them. If you kill one, kill two, how many are you going to really kill? We are not killers now. Society job is not to kill. I don't think it's even it's against human law, God law to kill. You understand?
Anyway, we move on because of time. And there's a story here as well that said Bayelsa Imo Kogi post vote buying intimidation disturbing. That is coming from the peace committee. But they did say that the elections were peaceful, so I don't know where that is coming from.
Diri was saying that there should be, I think in one of your headlines, you see, Diri was proposing something.
And so we see. I don't.
How can there be no vote buying in Nigeria? How can it be?
Even in presidential, we saw that, and there's a story here as well that says strike importers incurred 90,000 daily demurrage on cargoes. Now that is one thing I don't like about imports business. Sometimes you are at the port already, you are at the gate, and there's a call that there's a strike, and they lock the gates. Even you and your money, you were there. It is not your fault, but they will still take it out on you. So, for instance, the strike is for 3 days, and maybe your demurrage for a day is for 50,000. You will have to pay the 150, regardless of the fact that you are not the cost and you were actually there with
Can
the
they do
money.
that?
Yes, that is what they did the last time. Yes, they do that on every day, and that is why you see importers are now incurring debt on daily basis because of strike, and it's really sad. If I think once anything at the port, and that happened to me some years ago as well. So I think anything at the port, if there's a strike, it should not be meted out on the importers.
No,
Rather,
definitely.
they should wait till when the strike is over, and then we'll go back. We start counting from that day, not counting days that are something that it wasn't my fault.
Again, Princess, this goes down to what I'm saying. The essence of putting demurrage in the seaport is to make sure you don't go and dump your things there for too long. So it is. You see, this one it defies any human being imagination that you begin to find somebody or make them to pay for what they did not cost. You understand? It's shameful. Like I said, the government did that so that you don't go and dump your thing there and leave it there. So the more you keep it there, they say you pay more, so that you will take it out quickly. But not to punish people. You see,
That is what
law
they did
is
last
not meant
time,
to punish.
And I think then the
Yeah.
strike was up to like 3-4 days, and before you know, we started paying so much. People were just angry. We were actually at Lagos, and we couldn't do it. Even with our monies, we couldn't access them. We couldn't do anything. And after the strike was cut off, we were told that we're still going to pay for demurrage of that 3 or 4 days dead. And my dealer, of course, we did pay the money.
You paid.
We paid, and so I feel for these people because I understand I've been in those shoes before. We move on quickly to the next newspaper now, and that will be the Vanguard newspaper. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Vanguard. The main headline here says editors confirm why kidnapping has replaced armed robbery. This is coming from NSA. And the rider says Senate summons NSA service chiefs over insecurity. Reps fume, turn back service chiefs, IGP representatives over debates on security challenges. Bandits attacks Kaduna district head as soldiers ambush armed supplier. Gunmen kill adopted priest after collecting 1 million naira ransom in Kogi. NMA threatened strike over kidnap of 10 doctors in Enugu. All these stories are on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here as well that says the appeal court declares Zamfara governorship election inconclusive. And that story is on page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says the editors confirm fireworks as stakeholders interrogate national security, threats to elections, media reforms. These stories are on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says looted funds. We have seized 45 billion naira identified terrorist financier. And this is coming from federal government on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here as well that says CSOs to Tinubu cancel recent civil service promotion examination. And that story is on page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here as well that says Sloppy Super Eagles survive rampaging Lesotho in Uyo. And that story is coming from Sport Decks of Vanguard. These are some of the stories we have coming from Vanguard. Of course, we've seen the other stories in our previous paper. There's a story here that says looted. But before then, let's even go to the editor's comfort. Well, we see, why kidnapping has replaced armed robbery. This is coming from NSA, and of course, we also saw that, we've talked about REPs before returning the representatives. And there's a threat now coming from enemy that they are going into strike over their kidnapped 10 doctors in Enugu. And of course, a priest also killed after paying ransom of 1 million. Sad.
Okay. Barbaric. But it would be quite interesting to know why kidnapping has replaced her. Because it's actually paying more money. You understand? It's really good money. And these guys, kidnapping should be seen as a bigger offense than robbery, because robbery is actually taking things from you at the gunpoint. Normally, sometimes they don't even kill you. But kidnapping, they actually saying that if you don't bring this, it will kill the person. It's a threat to life. And it's more grievous offense than even the armed robbery. And like we were saying just now, should they go with corporal punishment? The question is yes.
Because
will it deter them if you don't bring it enough publicity, if you don't shame them, don't shame the family? People will not know, and it will deter others. The thing has been going on, please, it's been going on, and it's still going on. But by the time, you see, this is what I'll do. You will take people responsible. I know your parents are not responsible for the crime you commit, but sometimes shaming them, the family should know that this is what happened. Then the society will be ashamed. There's a thing we say and those people, that's who they are. You understand? Let the press is going to do a lot for us. You understand? We need to.
And let's look at it from the NMA's threat of going on strike now. Now, there are 10 doctors kidnapped in Enugu, and they are not threatening. If they are not found or seen, they will go on strike. And we know what usually happens anytime, doctors go on strike, because private hospital will be packed full. And of course, it's not everybody that have the high amount of money to pay. The last time that happened, if you view at National Hospital in Abuja, you could see that patients were actually lying on the floor, nobody to attend to them. And I think this is more risky than any other thing. So I don't know what we're going to do about kidnapping, but I want to believe that from this editor's confirm, a lot of things like this story here, they talks about fireworks as stakeholders interrogate national security, threats to elections, and media reform. So these were actually some of the issues that were actually discussed at that conference. And we believe that not just sitting down people of timber and caliber, but of course, bringing solutions also to these very topical and national, issues. And of course, there's a story here as well. Kenneth, there's a story here that says looted funds. We have seized 45 billion naira, identified terrorist financier. This is coming from federal government. Now, do you think, just telling us the headline is enough, or you think it's something that, like Daddy Chris says, they should be brought out? It should be made open. The what you see, the what you hear.
Is this supposed to be a secret?
You see, for me, they should tell us who they have seized the money from.
Thank you.
Is it from MFLA that they don't want to tell us it's from MFLA? Let them tell us who they seized the 45 billion from. Yes. Let them tell us who is the financer.
That's a serious money. That's not the kind of money a kidnapper on the street will get.
Yes.
So we're talking about some serious money here.
Yes, for me, I believe this is a huge blow. You understand? It's a massive heist that they've been able to uncover. So there should be, even sometimes I begin to wonder why, every issue in Nigeria, they say national security. If you ask them now, if you use freedom of information to request for this information, they will tell you national security.
Yes, and they start gagging the info,
You understand? They tell you national security. It it can change the national security. It can cause public unrest. But
Yes.
Nigeria should be able to tell us if the West, in fact, if Dubai, let me come closer. If Dubai was able to, get over about 100 and something terrorist financiers, then including some Nigerians, Bureau the change in Nigeria, and they put it open there for the world to see. Then what stops Nigeria? If we're sincere about the war against insecurity, the war against banditry, the war against kidnapping, then this is the only way you stop it. Like what Chris was saying, if you catch them and you make it so open, and the world is seeing it, they are all, the others involved, everybody will start removing their hand. They will know that, hey, tomorrow if they catch me, I'll see myself on CNN. I know Nigerian blog has a way of turning news around. So
Yes.
everybody is scared of Nigerian blog, because if they say politician come with 45 billion, what you hear is a politician, his wife and the family come with
Yes.
45 billion naira.
Naira.
So everybody will start
Make
becoming,
it more interesting. We'll garnish them.
So
We'll garnish it.
they should come. They should tell us. We are ready to hear. Nigerians are no longer scared of it. There's no news we'll hear today, Princess, that will turn our ears. They should
No.
tell us who they got this money from. I'm in support of them telling us who they got it, when they got it. In fact, how many accounts the money was linked to that they collected it from. Who financed what and how was it financed?
Exactly. And did we have anything back? Because the last time they went to recover a lot of money, we don't know what the money was used for. Till today, we don't know what they did with Bori
Whistleblowing
loot.
and all that.
The whole Bori, they said the Bori loot, they brought it back. The state, federal government and state were disgracing themselves. Till today, we didn't know what they've done with the money.
And we're still borrowing.
They brought it to, you see, Princess, so do you guys know that we actually have enough money? Only few people in Nigeria can pay our debt. The truth is, the whole money they've been stealing is still in the hands of you. It's not out. You understand?
It's shameful.
I was really commending Buhari for saying, bring out the money you bury in your backyard. Bring it out.
Mary, there's a news here that says World Cup qualifier Sloppy Super Eagles survive rampaging Lesotho in Uyo.
So we'll just go straight to the spot then.
No, we're not going. Okay, Mary, hold that thought. Hold that thought, because Nigerians are actually angry right now.
In fact,
And so, Mary, go on the next newspaper. Let's go to Guardian newspaper, and then before we quickly go to the sports.
Okay, and the big story here says
Let's go back
from
first. Go
migration to chronic disease poverty. How sachet alcoholic drinks breed alcoholism thwarts national development. And this story you can find on page 4 and 5 of
Are you saying that one?
And here we have another story that says service shuts down. Imminent as USSD debit hit 200 billion naira. And you can find that story on page 20 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have another story that says 2 commissioner abstain as Ondo ESCO passes votes of confidence on Akero Dulu. And you can find that story on page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have another story that says insecurity. Buhari handed tough period to Tinubu. Ribadu laments. You can find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have another story that says NCF and FSP, Nigerian can't rely on borrowing, must raise revenue to fund 2024 budget. And this is coming from Edu. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have another story that says FJSC nominates 22 justices for elevation to Supreme Court. And you can find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have the last story that says Appeal Court sacks Zamfara governors. Others run in 3 local government areas. And you can find a story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And these are all the stories we have for the Guardian this month.
You know, these alcoholic things, sachet drink has become is becoming unbecoming in our society. You know, the fact that I know that when people are not able to afford the expensive one, it's actually, you know, helping the ones, according to Kenneth, some people to breathe. They can just go with 50 naira and they get a sachet,
They can breathe.
and they can breathe. But it's actually destroying our youth. So I know somebody. I know somebody that, you know, in his car, you will see this. What he does, he buys one of my colleagues. He buys the box of these sachets, and because he cannot walk around with the bottle, so he puts some of the sachets in his pocket, And when he wants to, maybe we're going for lunch from the office. Before eating, he will go up like 2, 3, and then
Stomach go
use
open.
the food to suppress it and start chewing gums and tum tum and all of that. I'm like, okay, this is not nice. Why not get home? He say no, this one are sharp sharp. And a lot of people, like for instance, if you go on the streets of Abuja, my state where I'm from, you're not seeing the sachet, the bitter all over the places. And I don't know what we're supposed to do about that. Uh, Kenneth, this is your economy. They say towards national development, has
We-
sachet
In,
alcohol.
in fact, this is something I've raised a lot of times, even on my own personal space on my WhatsApp. I do post it a lot. I say the people producing sachet drinks, bitters in Nigeria are, in fact, they are stockpiling millions of kidney related problems for the Nigerian health sector in years to come. The reason is this: it's easier to consume when it's 50 naira. People who don't eat will take it. If it's in a bottle and it's sold 2,000 naira, before you want to buy, you might want to consider if you've eaten. But if it's 50 naira, you're depressed. Madam, give me one sachet. You suck it in. Madam, give me one sachet. You're taking it like that. And when I say this at times on my WhatsApp, people come from me, especially my brothers from the East, because most times it looks like it is the Easterners that dominate these sachet drinks.
Of course, it is them. Let's be sincere.
You have Obi Kubana, you have
Origin bitters,
you know,
general bitters.
this one will come tomorrow. In fact, the guy that does music, Portable, was signed on to promote Odogu Bitters. And in less than 2 months, he stopped. He has his own now, Zazu Bitters. You understand? So it's a moving market because we have a large number of consumers in Nigeria. When it comes to alcohol consumption, forget the whole religion that Nigeria pays. Nigerians are heavy consumers of alcohol. Heavy, maybe because of.
And that's why they say beer parlor sells more in this country.
No, I'm telling you,
Like
Nigerians
I'm like 10 beer parlors.
Nigerians are heavy consumers. If you want to understand the economics of alcohol in Nigeria, then you understand why P2B took money from Anambra State's government coffers to go and open, a refinery, to partner with a refinery to open a beer refinery, not not a petrol refinery, a beer refinery in Anambra State. So I'm not only political, but I want you to understand even the way we see it. We see it like business here.
It's disturbing. The connect is
Yes, but when we see it like business, we don't even make arrangement for the repercussions. If it's in the other parts of the world, there should be a special tax. I always say there should be a special tax on alcoholic product, not the VAT. There should be a special tax on alcoholic product used specially to fund hospitals, because after the consumption, that is where all of us we are going to. It's either it's giving you malaria or it's giving you one effect, maybe
How do you call that in the morning after
morning sickness. Yes, sir. Morning headache.
Yes, there's something they call it. There's a name
Is
for
it a
it.
migraine? Is it a morning headache? Is it
When
hangover?
Thank you.
So it is sending everybody back to the hospital. People are losing man hours to this, and nobody's collecting money from them. And you come online, you see them throwing money around because this is free money. The moment you start selling alcoholic bitter, if you have your brand, you are already a billionaire in Nigeria. No matter how you want to look at it, because you have over 100 and something million active consumers.
Kenneth, it's more worrisome, especially when you see tanker drivers, Okada riders, having so much in their pocket. You will see a truck driver throwing it away, bringing another one.
In fact, you are not even seeing the worrisome aspect is when you have secondary school children that can buy these things. Other places in the world, you need a consent a card. You need to show that you are up to the age.
If you are not 16,
in Nigeria, if you are passing on the street,
tell you alcohol in the United Kingdom.
Give me chasing. They won't even ask you who sent you. Okay, how many? 2. We're selling already. So it is a problem. It's endemic, and that's why I most times I seem like I like Guardian, because Guardian brings stories that actually mean a lot to Nigeria.
I agree with you.
Money. Nigeria is losing billions of naira to these sachet alcoholic drinks. I don't have a problem if we are taxing it heavily. If Nigeria is taxing, let's say, 30% extra special charge on alcoholic product, it is better for me. So that if you're taking it, you know what you're paying for it, and then the government knows what they're getting from it to wait for the problem, because the problem will come. It is not going to be now, but it will come. It will come one way or the other.
No,
The health of the nation
is disturbing.
Daddy Chris, when I traveled home the last time, and so I noticed something, and I was even telling my mom that how can we live above this? How can we correct this? Do you know, for instance, a lady selling, these days, not the sachets, she packs them into a very big carton, and then there are some in the bottles that are mixed with different names. You know, they have names and title to them. And I was shocked. Sometimes we wake up to go for morning mass. Oh, I'm leaving the house early. Then when we used to have what's it called, bank issues and naira swap issues, what's it called, COVID and etc. So if I'm going to the bank very early in the morning, what I do is that when we're passing that place, you see this woman that early morning, around 5:30, the shop would have been open. Young people coming out with boxers with singlet to buy, just basically that alone. So I wonder why somebody that is not eating well, that does not even have money to feed very well, of course they are able to have access to alcohol. It is cheap, they can afford it, and the next thing, they will drink to forget their sorrows, meanwhile damaging their health, damaging their organs. And then I think I agree with Kenneth. Maybe when this thing is very expensive, we are not able to afford it, or it's for the big boys. For instance, I met somebody, my friend, that told me that he went to see she met with Davido. That I know that Davido eats very well. Davido can eat food meant for 3 people. That he likes food, heavy food, not just food that if he wants to eat, swallow plenty meat, vegetable, he will lick the plate that he was like celebrity eats like that. I said no.
That's why he married Chef Chioma now. That's why he married Chef Chioma.
Anyway, you see this.
I'm trying to say something, that Chris. Now you can see that Davido might be drinking as a celebrating, drinking so much, but the fact that he drinks so much, are you getting? And so there's a balance somewhere.
No, princess. In fact, Davido drinking alcohol should not even be on. You see this, because these celebrities, they encourage it. That's why government. The problem here is, you said it all. It puts a pressure on our health system, on our health sector. It's a damage. Like you rightly said, the one that scared me is when I see the Okada. One, they don't have good health. That Okada riding
they don't eat well.
It's not healthy job in the first place.
Yes, and the trailer pass and you start waving the breeze.
In fact, that is
and then you are drunk
I always
again.
say to people, you using Okada, you killing yourself already. You are dead already.
But people don't have choice.
I hear you. I walk. Anyway, anywhere you can take Okada, you can walk there. What I'm saying is, if you do that, and then the Okada man, he does so many damage to himself. Now he puts you at the back, damage to you. How many legs are broken in Nigeria because of Okada? Count them. You know some. You can tell me now, if that you don't know somebody like who has a bad leg because of Okada, you change my name. You all know that. And that is, it's not. And then the Okada man who doesn't have a license, where anybody can just go and ride Okada. They say anybody can make. You see, this government working is in the interest of everybody. You see, that law, again, that's why government communicates. Look at what Kenneth just said. You communicate this. If we do this, it's affecting you, it's affecting us, it's affecting the country, it's costing. So see, this is what they say. What they say in the UK, they say base drinking costs the NHS also amount of money. Because you guys don't even have base drinking. They say we have it. If you come today, Friday now, go to the streets of London. You see women, young girls, drunk, wasted. It's more here. You understand? And they will tell you how much it's costing. In the night now, you see them driving them into the hospital, into the ambulance. It's costing us a lot of money. So the government do something about it. The same way government was able to stop cigarettes. We passed through that. When we were growing up, cigarette was this thing. I was smoking. There's one cigarette I was smoking then. If you see it, today if I have a problem now, I'm going to look for my grandmother that is responsible. It was the cigarette I smoke. You understand? So, and making people realize it, and government putting a serious sanction on it. Enough, like I said, to pay for the health damages. So if you are producing it, the amount of money you pay for that sachet alcohol before it will get to the public, will be enough for us to cover some part of the hospital bills. Otherwise, the country will be going down. The health of a nation is number one priority for any government. The health of the nation. Government don't think about your health or my health. You think about your own. The government think about the total health of the country, because if you are not healthy, who's going to
Thank
work?
you.
So the country must be. So they must be in. We must be in same moment. You don't allow people to get drunk in the morning. You don't allow children to go to get drunk. All people must not do certain things. The health of the nation, because at the end, the hospital will be packed full, like you said. Who's going to pay?
It's really sad. I just wish, there are some adverts we can do, maybe PG, maybe singing, something that now gets talks on our head. Even children growing up, we start singing,
Nigeria is
listening
good
in
at
bar.
that. Yeah.
You get like I remember when Ete did that advert for I think everybody we actually everybody, once you hear it, you start dancing, singing, and then you're having fun, but you are
getting information.
getting the message. And so I actually think that and actually we were taught in school as well in advertising. So I think I think
The church has a big role to play too.
thank you.
The church should stop telling people that drinking alcohol is a sin. They should be telling people that drinking too much of alcohol will kill you, and not your grandmother that will kill you. So
Yes.
they should stop playing that is a sin. It's not a sin. They should start telling people the abo you are mixing in the morning, madam, put ginger and garlic, add it bitter leaf. Is alcohol. Oh, this is not drugs. If you finish taking it, you are killing your kidney, and you're going to come back to the church to pray for healing. Now, you might not get healed in the church, but
You're not going to get healed, Kenneth. Stop it. No, they're not going to get healed.
You understand? So,
They're not going to get healed.
the church has a very big role to play for me, because most Nigerians go to church or they go to the mosque. For the mosque, you might want to say the Muslims are doing better because, of course, they have a total ban on alcohol consumption.
They don't
So
even they don't welcome it at all.
Economic policy.
Even though they drink, but not openly, and they don't
No,
welcome it
process.
openly.
You see, I said if you can pretend, it means you can be good.
Yes.
Let them pretend that it is not allowed, and
Yes.
it becomes okay. Let the Christians start pretending.
I think our religious leaders, especially Christians leaders, they have a major role to play on this now, because they are the closest to the people, not even the government. Because we all dress up. Imagine Catholic Church, for instance, in my parish in Abuja, and we have like 4 different masses, and everywhere is packed full. So imagine you keep reminding these people of this on daily basis. Then we get tired of you, and of course one day I bet make I even leave these things too much. And so when I see people drinking, sometimes you see somebody has not eaten. Sometimes they even mix beer with gin, and these things are so strong. I don't even know how they do it. You see somebody drinking strong alcohol, and then they are still looking at you. So we just and this sachet thing is even the problem. Now look at school children; they're even getting involved. Younger people, because and we live in a country, like Kenneth said, they just come. I want to buy. Somebody send me, or they will not even ask you. They will just give to you. It's really sad, and we hope that someday we'll live above that, or our religious leader or government, as we're saying it here this morning, others will pull mat and we'll move forward. So we'll move to sports, and then we'll wrap up the show. And the main headline here says 2026 World Cup qualifier, Nigeria versus Lesotho.
I'm happy you couldn't even pronounce the country name, because it's unknown.
Lesotho.
It's unknown.
Yes.
You understand? Unknown country. Come and deal with us at home.
And the message here says the headline says, imagine drawing against Lesotho that are ranked 153 by FIFA at your backyard. So many things are wrong with this team, including the manager himself. Angry fans slam Eagles after draw. We were unlucky. That is coming from Pesero, the coach. We didn't respect Nigeria. This is coming from Lesotho's coach. And that is the main headline here. And all the stories are on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. And then you can see there the result here so far. Beside there, that's quite small, but you can see Nigeria against Lesotho, the draw 1-1. Egypt and
It's not a country. Egypt would be before them.
Egypt 6-0 against that country, and we have Burundi and Gambia 3-2. We have Gabon and Kenya 2-1. We have Botswana and Mozambique 2-3. And we have Sudan and Togo.
Sudan still play football after they
after
have time to war.
And of course, there's a draw there against Togo, 1-1. And then we are seeing Cote d'Ivoire and Angola goalless. Is it not goalless they call it when there is no goal?
Yes, it's goalless.
And then there is Algeria and Somalia 3-1. And you can see Nigeria there at the top. Nigeria
we are not at the top.
No, on the list is what I'm saying. On the list is what I'm saying. We see Lesotho there is a draw. And then we can see here why Nigerians fans are angry that imagine drawing against Lesotho that are ranked 253 by FIFA at your backyard. So many things are wrong with this team, including the manager himself and Pesero saying we were unlucky. Kenneth, do you stand with the angry fans? Do you think something is wrong with the team?
Everything is wrong, including the fans. The fans are also wrong.
What did they do?
We were playing in Uyo with an almost empty stadium. If you go to Lesotho to play football, there might be 153, but Princess, the people will fill up the capacity to cheer their team up.
And they will ginger our Super Eagles.
I've been crying about this, the dollarification of the Nigerian economy, the Japa syndrome of Nigerians, the glorification of the religion from Europe, everything about Nigeria. We want European things, European player without cannot do anything, everything Europe. Where are we going to go with this? We have players in Nigeria. If you bring the players, I don't want to brag, but if you bring players from my state, Iwoyango National, which is of course Heartland FC, to play against Lesotho, they will not. If they leave that stadium with 2-0, no, that will just miss it for them. But we are bringing Iwobi from Everton, Oshime from Napoli. You are bringing so many players that are concerned about not breaking their leg because they need to earn their meal. Because Nigeria did not even sell them to Europe. They went there with their money. They paid the agents. So they have to be alive to keep earning their money. But if you bring a player that is in Nigeria, his house is in Abuja at Maraba on Pape, that knows that his street boys are going to watch him play for Nigeria.
You want to impress.
If he's in that field, to cross him, your leg will not cross.
You are born.
You understand? If your leg cross, you will not cross. You go and bring a player from Warri that knows that all his villagers, all his area are watching him. If he does not score with his head, he will use his hand and do a hand of God and score. So we must begin to bring people that are passionate about the national team into the national team. Leave the big boys. There's no problem. They can play 1 or 2 friendly to keep renewing their contract in Europe. We don't have a problem with that. In fact, it becomes a way of bringing the big boys to play some friendly match for us. When it gets to the real match, play with your home base.
But Kenneth, did you watch Kenneth and Mary? Did any of you watch that match yesterday?
I would have really loved to watch it, but there was no light. And as you said, they were striking. So how would I
go? But you strike already. Why did you not watch the match?
No, see, Princess, like I said, everything is wrong. From the fans, including myself.
Including yourself. Now we are talking.
We're less interested, though, as if we knew.
Because for me, personally, I was saying it on the show, even in the morning yesterday, it was never going to go anywhere. I wish the sports analyst was here to tell me what his 11th team of foreign super wrestling players could do against a Lesotho that, in fact, inside that Lesotho team, most of them are unknown players. We never heard about them. But look at what they did. It's not even like they drew the match. I was watching the highlight on channels. In fact, Nigeria was struggling.
Kenneth, my first question is, did NTA cover this match? Position on NTA.
But you know NTA cannot cover that kind of match.
Why? Very, why?
Because NTA, they are Kenneth's people. It's the same people.
No. You have to
know what they are doing.
You have to look
Once anything is not going well in the country, no.
That agrees. That has a very strong. This is a very strong question.
I only ask for. In fact, my people will say better for Kukure because there's something we call Kukure in my place. They keep
NTA cannot cover that match.
When NTA there, you blaming yourself. Was NTA there to even bring the match to us to see?
You asked a very, very important question. Was NTA there in the match? Well, what are they going to do there when they know that the match, of course, is not going to be relevant in TV? Of course, TV becomes a business. Who are the subscribers? Who is going to watch the match? Nobody's interested.
But it would have been an opportunity for NTA to be relevant for once. You understand?
That
During
it
this
is.
match today, the whole nation will be watching NTA.
But
They
you're
can't
telling
get
them
it
that people
wrong.
people are so much or are paying so less interest in watching NTA. Let me just be sincere. People don't even like
No,
watching
no,
NTA.
no. I
This
understand that.
channel is not a truthful
Yeah,
channel.
you see, nobody love your station. They love what you are showing.
Of
That
course.
yesterday was a national business. Eh? A football match. The only thing that unite Nigeria is happening in Nigeria. And NTA is not even there to show it to us. You see, this is the problem. You understand? How do you even generate the interest? This kind of debate now. It should be going on the national debate. You will see analysts talking the way forward. In fact, this day now that our national television is channels is annoying. Now that our national television is Arise is annoying. Our national television is NTA.
And Kenneth saying the fans. So Kenneth, these days, maybe the economy too must have, added, because I remember there one in Abuja where there was a time they played match. I think was it last year where they now after the match they now had to scatter the destroy some part of the stadium because of the outcome. I don't know whether you
That was
remember
Ghana
that
match.
time.
Yeah, I think I was that around that before I came to Nigeria. Yeah.
So I hold on, Kenneth. I was in Abuja. I even went to a Sokoro to meet my girlfriend, and she told me that her younger ones were going to watch the match. That thank God I came because she was going to be bored. So I asked my kid sister to join her. Like, what's my business with ball? And those people went. We had to book Uber for them. They went, and they were doing selfie from there, and you could see that the place was a little bit full, packed full.
Yeah.
So Kenneth, I want to say maybe it's the economy that made people
No,
not to go there yet. Hold on, sir.
Princess, it's not the economy.
Economy.
It's not the economy. Football is recreation. People pay for recreation. The same Nigerians in Uyo that you will say will struggle to go and watch Nigerian match have a state governor in Uyo has what we call a happy hour. He said he was going to be doing happy hour during his campaign promises that every Friday people in Uyo should go and come out and they will discount money for beer, discount money for this.
And they wanted that one. We put that for prison. We need to put that governor for prison.
What problem could you have given the governor to say, let us have this happy hour inside the stadium as a day to relax the people from
Kenneth, we don't even need happy hour to watch Nigeria play football. Something went wrong because Nigeria, when it comes to football, you see two Nigerians, two Igbo man from Aba breaking head because of Chelsea and Man U.
Liverpool or something. So Kenneth, you did say that the fans, everybody's the problem. How do you mean in a very short sentence? Because we're looking for the way forward.
First of all, NFF has to start by cleaning his house.
Okay.
The pricing for watching Nigerian match, Princess, me personally, I will not pay 1,000 naira of my money to go and watch the Super Eagles. It does not make economic sense to me. Why? If I go to a stadium in Nigeria to watch a match, there's every possibility that after watching the match, someone might rob me and collect my phone. There's every possibility that while watching the match, if I'm pressed, there is no toilet facility for me to use. There's every possibility that if I'm watching the match and I have a cardiac arrest, there is no medical facility to attend to me. So NFF must first of all start making stadiums to be a place of enjoyment, a place where people can have comfort, a place where people can relax. If you want to start bringing people to watch the match, and then when there is no fans, you also have to look into the team. People want to get returns for their money. Nobody is watching Nigeria match because the football is not entertaining. People want football that is entertaining. Nigerian football is a back pass. I always say there is back pass. Pass to the goalkeeper pass the defender, the pass to the goalkeeper, then the goalkeeper will shoot a long one, boom. You are sending it to the opposition. It's now.
I would not like you to describe like that.
Let us pray to God. Whoever lands on his feet, if something can be done, if nothing is done, we'll start pursuing the ball. So we have to change our strategy.
Shoot and attack.
What is the formation of the Super Eagles? Can we say Super Eagles play 4-4-2 formation, 3-5-3 formation, 4-3-3 formation? We have to have there has to be a national identity. If I'm watching England football now, I know what the English team is going to play. I know definitely the wingers will want to cut in and find a hurricane that will score, or Jack Grealish is going to create a magic at the center, and of course try to penetrate the position defense. If I'm watching the Argentina team, I know that they always want to pass the football to Messi to dribble around the field and create magic. If it's Portugal, I know that definitely there always be ball coming in for Cristiano Ronaldo to nothing. Nigeria, we don't know what they want to play because we don't even know the players play.
But the truth is, let them bring these ones that have this passion for it. You understand? You know that they started from the grassroots, because you see this our Europe and England players, they will not do anything. Very honest. Have you ever watched Canopina? Canopilas? Have you ever seen the way these people play?
Very agile.
Even if you're watching this, you see the way they run, you see that passion in them. The same thing with all those Enugu Rangers.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you something. Do you think if eventually at the end of the day we're able to get a very strong player from there and is whisked out of the country or maybe bought somewhere, do you think the person will still come back with that same energy?
We have unlimited players.
Then it becomes a business.
We have unlimited players.
It becomes a way of advertising them.
Let's get this deal done. At least let us bring the face of Nigeria for good for once.
Another thing.
Plastic players that you get every day. You know the way people love to play football.
You understand?
You know these people are coming out. Yes, let them raise those.
Mary, you should be in the national team. Now people like you play for that.
Like this, another thing, they should start bringing healthy players, very fit players.
Normally.
Not players that have falsified their age and say they are 27 when they are 36. So let them play with our young boys.
You not blame them. Let's be sincere. If you know if you're up to 25 years as a footballer in Nigeria, your football age up to 25. Honestly, there is nobody, no agent will take you out. I'm very sure of that one. No agent, you have to reduce the age because they say you're 25. How many years will you go and play in Europe? No, they're even checking how much will they be collecting. How many years will you be able to pay them? They will not take you out. You understand? Even despite the fact that okay, this one might be good, but they will not pick you. That is just it. So what are you saying?
And the coach saying that we were unlucky, Kenneth. How unlucky are we?
He was unlucky.
We were unlucky to hire him in the first place. We were unlucky to hire a coach that has never coached a national team, has no pedigree. Just recommendation by Jose Mourinho was the reason we hired Peseiro. That was the only reason. Because Mourinho recommended him, we rushed to hire him. Are we even hiring him on Mourinho's recommendation? Is Mourinho a consultant with NFF? They also NFF one.
Behind closed doors.
It was with Stephen Keshi. He was a home-based coach. Yes. He won the Nations Cup for us using almost a team that was made up of home-based players. If there is competition in fact, like I said, we don't believe in what we have. We have a dollarificated economy.
You know that
we have Japa syndrome.
A white coach is an error.
And now our coach is a white man.
Okay,
our coach is a white man. That is no headline for me. You know, yesterday when I asked the question, is this man a Nigerian?
Daddy Chris and Kenneth, just as we wrap up, do you think our problem, do you think one of the major problem with us as a team or as a Super Eagles is we having a white coach or a foreign coach? Do you think our own coach should have done better?
Our problem is not even about the coach. Our problem is not having a technical advisor. The moment you have a technical advisor that is fit for the job, they will even be the ones to identify the coach. Let us not make it look like as if there are no good foreign coaches. There are wonderful foreign coaches in
we're a population of 200 million. We can get a good coach in Nigeria. We've been playing football now for 60 years. Are you saying that after 60 years, we still don't have is it not the same question I asked before? We still don't have a Nigerian who can lead our national team? Who's going to love Nigeria more than us? Yeah. Is it smart? Does he care? Is there to earn his money? Who's going to love Nigeria more than you and me? Who loves your children more than you? You see, there's no excuse why we should be having a white coach.
Because that white coach has his own coach.
Wait, how many countries in the world have a black coach? Did they go to Africa to hire you?
We didn't even want you to win his country. That's sincere.
No, which one? Where in this world will Englishman go and hire a coach from Nigeria? Una stop him. When this one say, Una stop him. Wait a minute. Malatiyota help me tell them, Una stop him. No, this is not good. You understand? We're a country of 200 million. We've been playing football for 60 years. It is time we have a homegrown football. Football, you see, what I don't understand is it's okay to take things from the rest of the world. When you take it, you make it your own. You understand? Like I said now, you learn how to, they come and construct road for us. Now let them come and learn how we have made the road our own. So you see, we look at it. We are speaking English now. Now I must speak pidgin. Or you're not going to understand. When are they talk pidgin? You see, we've made English our own. So we can make this our own. We must not do it the same way they are doing it. By the time we have something unique about us, that's when it is. And it is nothing strange. It will not be out of order today. And it is not impossible if Nigeria have a team that is homegrown. That is, we are thinking home. We are thinking being unique. So we have something to sell to the rest of the world. We cannot give them what they have. We will not give them what they don't have.
But Kenneth, by the crew say make we speak pidgin. So for a while, make we speak pidgin. Make we mislead them some more. Kenneth, we waiting with the see now for a year, as in what we saw yesterday. Do you think we get chances for what will be our chances? What are we to expect next?
The way it seems here, the only chance we will get for this country now one chance. And that one chance, you go carry us go where we don't know. We go continue with the way we carry the head down. Because like this, the people where they run the matter, you understand? Them myself, they never want agree say that they are fault. Then they still say the one way they do now in way pass. So say now them be the people who supposed to listen to their own. They say maybe they follow their own. Say wait, not reach their own. Say no shaking for their own. But if we continue with their own, they'll carry us go where we no go know. The people where they head NFF. Now our forefathers, so now our grandpapa them, now they see them for NFF. Politicians we don't retire. Amaju Pinnick and all their friend them. But tomorrow when they don't come up for NFF, they call you and say, they don't the whole show. You go imagine person where fully
they don't not be show up.
Person where show promoter. You will not say right from time if our football will not be coming, not be calling. You will suppose make and say one of the criteria for person will go enter NFF as a member, as executive member, may the person get football club for Nigeria, or may the person get football academy for Nigeria. If you carry all the people who get football club and football academy put for that place, then they know see if the league grow, they go sell their player, they will get money chop.
Sure.
They will not see if the player play well, they will get recommendation, make people come here, come the scout player. But when you carry person who don't say, if never want make the thing grow, you want make the thing high. So anytime where they give them $10,000, they go chop and carry player we don't believe finish, carry come Nigeria. If they continue like this, then that one chance, in fact, Nigeria will not even go this World Cup again. And at me, myself, I will not go the World Cup. So I go.
No, it never reached like that. But I feel say, Kenneth, let me ask you something. All these canopilas, Ufoma Bays, Eyimbas, now states they run on individual people.
Truly, na state too, and na still be the problem we'll get for the sports sector. Now states they run many of the club. The only club where you go talk say no be state gets now some few of them like MFM where we say Mountain of Fire gets. And me myself I they always praise that church. Because the only church we don't ever come up for Nigeria do something where they touch other people's life in terms of sports. If MFF get their own, what is stop Catholic to not get their own football club? Catholic get over 50 million members for Nigeria. If they begin scatter all those their members, only Catholic members say we come watch Catholic match, they go break records for
Catholic
Africa.
Get good footballers.
You understand? If Catholic members begin to watch Catholic football club, in fact, go see where MFM they play now. MFM no they pay, make person come watch them for their match. If MFM enter their stadium one play match, as far as said their GO sit down there. Now so all the members go food there that day. In fact, they use prayer start before they go play match. So
Can I don't talk one big thing when we go end this show. I better make an ask on this one. A very big matter on our talks. When I know verse my church people, I be Catholic. So I won't talk. Will it really be out of place if the Catholic Church or each of these churches begin to even set up cooperatives within the church to raise human beings? You go there every day, you put money in offering. Princess, this money will they drop there? We'll see the preaching proper. It will be out or it go hard. Say we take small. Say okay, today make we train these people for the church. So that, in fact, when they get money, they're going to do more often, Abi. So some
Yeah.
people are there. I'm not getting it. So people, they feel they empower some of them. Say, okay, if you be member of the church, we don't know you take, and you there here since, okay, now go do this training. After we'll give now this money, we'll go set up. We'll go see, now go see bring the money back, not be free, because if you make them free, they will go. So you begin to change people's life within the church. All within our church they do, one another verse, now only to collect offering. It is time we could ask, like I said now, if these people don't help for sport, since state not to do, make every church in Nigeria get their own national, their own football team. Make them they play the faith tournament. It gonna be interesting one. The faith tournament.
Thank you.
I don't even know, seriously, our can self, I don't know what that they discuss each time can. When I hear the word can, if they go somewhere and sit or they're having their meeting, I don't know what that they discuss. Yes, because can sometimes it's just to tackle the normal insecurity. Or sometimes,
no, they task, they know they task imam. They want task Christians. We won't go one now. Why be saying now only Christians they do this one too? Now only that one can't they discuss. Or they won't go pilgrimage. The pilgrimage
they can own.
No, they
if they go the pilgrimage, if you go to Israel, if you see one tomatoes for Israel, tomatoes, you understand? The size of tomatoes in Israel. We know they carry that one come home. They don't give us Bible already. When I see one go bring the Bible, come back. Bible don't in Nigeria. We don't produce Bible more than themselves. So what do we need to take for Israel now? Not be pilgrimage. Now to take Israel. The same Israel they talk so they not wait for God to protect them. Now they protect themselves. So now they also. Someone protect Nigeria. Now God. I'm gonna stop God now. I'm gonna leave my God alone. They say I preach a show, and everybody remember that. Leave my God alone, because now they bring God for waiting God, now waiting not consign God.
They drag God up and down.
Make God help us.
And so I think from what we talk, apart from the major issue of super egos and even the fans and all of us who put hand, I think our religious leaders, they should even look inward. We get, like Mary said, we have a lot, because why would they do harvest that time for church? You get one thing when they do. They go come say football team in raising cash or maybe building collection. You will now see players for the church, they'll come out. They'll come wear Chelsea, they'll come wear Arsenal, Inimba. You'll come see people come, they drop money for their front. So the one with the highest donation goes with the cup or whatever, the trophy. And so if they can actually come up with all these initiatives, I don't know why churches cannot start owning clubs, because the government obviously has failed. NFF has failed. Imagine the coach saying we were unlucky. You are who they unlucky.
Unlucky to employ them.
Yes, that's the right way. In fact, like I said, nobody go like Nigeria pass us. It's time we understand that. You understand? And that nobody go fit do this thing better than us. Like that's why the argument I was having with this guy. We not get what we want learn for Europe Games. After 60 years, what we want learn, don't they there? You understand? Now, if you want to do anything, now to steal them. Because the curriculum, what did they teach for Nigerian school? I give this as that day. Law, they connect the study law one I study there, it better pass the one I study here. But if I call Nigeria now, they go say na better person.
Because you come from away.
It's shameful.
We understand. Anyway, that would be a good place to wrap up the show. We could go on and on, but time is fast spent, and so we need to draw the curtain for today. Thank you so much, Daddy Chris, Kenneth, and Mary for being on the show, and thanks to our Uche, Opara, our guest, for being on the show as well.
Only that in sound.
Yeah, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm really going to speak to him after the show, because I know the time I brought him on my show, one of the morning shows as well, I did it alone. We were battling with his sound as well. Okay. And so I'm going to take him through the process next time.
Yes.
And thank God it's Friday. We've talked about alcohol today, and please, while you are out there, do not drink and drive, and do not overdrink. Too much of everything is actually bad, including alcohol. People, Nigerians also like free drink. The moment they go somewhere and they see that they are not the one paying, they want to sleep inside.
Especially, I just say women, when I like ice cream, Because now you only
I
drink the
know
problem.
you call me now.
Maybe you don't say I want talk. When I do like ice cream, not be only sugar, not be only drink what the cause problem.
Not every
Too much
day
of
now.
ice cream not
We
good.
know,
Oh.
we know, sir, but there's no how even somebody takes me out, I'll take more than one ice cream. One.
Now is it now?
How?
Just one is okay.
It's not possible. Because sometimes your tummy is full, you don't want to take more. But alcohol, I don't know why alcohol cannot fill the stomach. Somebody drinks one beer, 2, 3, and they are still
Have you seen that
there's still space
My
for
stomach-
them.
Who can finish one crate? Who can finish one crate of alcohol or beer? No, nah. No,
Yes.
that's not possible.
That increase, you know, women want
She drinks like 8-star, 7-star, like it's rare.
Beer is not for me.
that increase,
like ice
you know, women will always look for where they can finish money of the male counterpart when you take them out. Ice
I know.
cream, a plate of ice cream is about 5,000 or
That's
4,000.
Cold Stone. That's Cold
It
Stone.
was massive, yeah.
That's
I don't want to talk because so that
But we can go for beer at least for 400 naira a bottle. Before you knock it, we will know. We will know. Your body will tell you.
But funny enough, I don't think there's any lady that wants to go out to go and buy ice cream and buy 2-pack. I've not seen that.
What is it that they take home?
Who does that?
You know, princess, you don't know. Remember,
One is okay.
anyway, if you see, in fact, if you talk to Nigerian girl now on the phone, after 2 seconds, you go say data don't finish. Then you send data out. Now that one they start. But you must have download them.
It's not that bad. It's not that leave our alone. It's not that bad.
Data, no data. So data, so because I call now, no data. The next thing you go say I'm online, no. May God save us. Anyway, it's allowed. Go and take small alcohol gel out there so that you will not say
No,
everything.
I do not. In as much as alcohol, if you can take it for some, take it a little. But please, it's obviously on a serious note. It's weekend. A lot of people in Abuja, economy is bad. No money. But go to Ibiza, go to Nanet, go to all those clubs. You still see people, everywhere bustling and all that. So don't drink and drive. Obey the traffic law, and of course, our super egos. Please try and make us proud. We can do this for home that they draw us, that they trash us. Then if we can't come out, what will happen? Fear say will come enter your body. I think if we start well, the energy will be there.
We're supposed to win this match.
So fans are now saying even FIFA ranked this Lesotho 153. So you can imagine the ranking. They are not people that are super egos. Talking of Osime and the rest are supposed to now be joined with. But let's just hope that our next match will be okay. Well,
no, somebody will pray.
We go pray for them. Kenneth, I beg call your pastor and I go carry them going SPPD so that I go pray for them.
You don't talk about. And when because you end the show, before the election, our pastors they were very careful. We say Boku na predict. They say now when they predict this, Boku na see vision. What God say? He say the Bible time is here. He said the gate of hell. I said Jesus Christ. The devil portion of the Bible when they hand over the key to Peter. You understand? He said another one. Say may God save us.
Oh, don't worry.
May God save us.
Pastor Jerry go pray for them, and next time we will trash them. 4-5-0.
Pastor Jerry, the YouTube billionaire.
Yes, he's a billionaire.
Pastor.
But the thing is, it's good that he's making his money through prayers. You understand? So should he start making his money through the best to drink alcohol or the best alcohol?
Wait. So it's better to make money through prayer than to make it through hard work.
You know how many souls he has changed? You know how many lives that he has saved?
That increase no production, no. He has not produced one clothes.
No.
He's praying for producers and they are producing on daily basis. He's praying for us. We are being active. He's praying for us. The energy is not here. He's like the motivation we need every morning to hit it head on. Anything we want to do, no fear. The courage is there, and that is something. And that's
the only person motivating each other is you when you go online.
Kenneth, I do not understand, Ken. Maybe that is why their battery has to go off because
what God can do does not exist.
Yes, one more country does not
I know.
And we're going to pray for our Super Eagles. They are going to win next time. And
Uh-huh.
not just winning, but massive win. The
Okay.
distance, the margin will be much.
We know you for massive. Princess, call London, they do massive shopping. They don't say everything, they do massive winning. No problem.
Massive, now
Yes.
it will happen. And then
Yes.
NSPP,
What cannot do does not
exist. And that's the only language we understand in NSPPD. Massive.
The question is there,
Massive.
Madam Princess, I wanted to just ask Mr. Ken this question. Okay, now what does he want? You have issues with church. You have issues with prayer. So which one do you now see as the best?
My
He doesn't have issues with prayer, so he has issues with miracle. He does not believe.
No. Correct. Let me correct this man. I believe in miracle. I don't believe in magic. Some of the things you guys are talking as a miracle is magic.
NSPPD
Jesus Christ
not
never do that
magic,
one.
it's miracle.
Jesus Christ. Oh, wait. Why not they cure people in the hospital?
You they cure them. The people they can't testify.
The one when they say
Grace, when
they
they
don't
say
see the
what I want first of all is for the federal government to
start.
start taxing the churches.
Why?
The churches should be
Go
paying
there.
tax
Maybe this platform for
monetary
Then I come to Abuja, I'm going to take you to church, to Catholic and to NSPPD Pastor Jerry.
I'm not involved in that. If I go to church, then it means probably the church wants to share something. I want to see churches that share, food packs for people.
They go to Redeem. They do that every Sunday. You will say, the Redeem, yes.
They share food.
I've gone there, they gave me chicken, rice, granite orange.
Are you serious?
First timers, yes.
No, not first timer. They do that. No, not first timer. They do that every first Sunday.
No, Princess.
Every first Sunday of the month, and it's a big pack. No matter if you like many people reach one.
If you tell Mr. Ken the name of the church now, you will convert to that church.
Then that should be the church that should be attending.
I will give you the name. That's where my friend goes. And when I went for her child dedication, I was giving, and she said, and I said, I will come back. She said, look, I wait till the other Sunday. And truly, that Sunday she had to snap and show me that I might not come in. They are sharing food. That's one thing I actually appreciate Redeemed Church for. They do that in all their parishes every Sunday.
All right, you see what I'm trying to say. That's a start. Princess say, Princess say something that she has seen, and she doesn't see the light. Because when we go to church, if you go to church in England, there's only a church here, not the Nigerian one, so an established Anglican or a Catholic church that does not have a food bank.
Wow.
Yes, every week.
You will not. It's not going to happen.
And you will eat every Sunday after church close. You must eat.
Now they see me when they come up from church. I don't know. They carry my small.
You will eat. There's food every Sunday. Immediately after the mass, you go and pick anything you want to eat, anything you want to drink.
I picture that in Nigeria, even for bazaar, we sell food during bazaar.
Yes,
I know.
So you have to buy
Nigeria, now they buy.
You have
now
to
they
buy
sell.
the food.
Bazaar in Catholic church now. That one is me. I'm a Catholic. I'm a proud Catholic, and I will be Catholic for life. You understand? But we sell food during bazaar, so.
But
Mary, you don't know your way. If you know your way for your parish, you are not supposed to buy the food during bazaar. That's the.
That one I CWO now. No, don't CWO.
Let me tell you, that means you are not actually associating with your community like the Igbo Sendoni, you get. If you are associating, there's a food made for your community. You go there and eat. That is what I have been an Harvest committee member before. We made food available for each committee.
Because these two people, then they make me fear. The Catholic Church, I Mary, thank God say una die to myself. This same Catholic, I be Catholic, but before them una born myself. The truth is, for una to sell food, the bazaar food, that one they know. Wait.
No, Daddy Chris, hold on.
Make I talk my own. Make I talk my own. Number two, Jesus Christ. The only thing we make Jesus Christ vex for this world now, they can't do it.
Yes.
Jesus Christ vex. Now
can't do it.
It's not that
Jesus Christ was angry the day when they say something for inside church.
They say something inside church.
Bazaar.
Not only say no, then they gamble.
It's not inside church.
They gamble.
It's
Now,
not
what
that
if
your
that
Inside
is
church, it's outside the church now, you guys.
Catholic, they do raffle drawings for church.
Make
No.
us take one.
Not inside
You see,
church
this
now.
is outside the church. Say, you don't get them to do
Nigeria
church.
Nigeria Lottery Commission, are you hearing this broadcast? You need to come and
You
that
are
you need
the
to pay. You need to pay.
We have to wrap up the show. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes.
Have a very beautiful weekend ahead. We see you again hopefully on Monday. And before we go, don't forget our packages, travel tour with travel with us. Call us for your ticket, local and international, and of course our event coverage, all kind of coverage. We have our IG production outlet for you as well. Just working with your crew and you start shooting on a magazine as well as 30K. You can showcase your brand, yourself, and your product. And renters, yes, we have all equipment available for you. Just call us and we'll be right there for you. Follow us on our social media handles. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and our X. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube and leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you again on the show on Monday. Remember that peace is priceless, so there's always
Let
give
the
peace
peace
a
they can.
chance. See you on Monday.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again.
Everyone, my name is Hajara Osman Muhammad. I'm the Youth Governor for Kano State, the Nigeria's Center of Commerce.
Pronounced Joel Garba, the Youth Executive Governor of Kaduna State, and I am contesting for the Youth Presidents of Nigeria under the People's Liberation Party, PLP.
Aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills. Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets. Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kind of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.